So Ubisoft is in the news yet again, but all for the wrong reasons because Ubisoft France employees are planning to strike. So if you didn't know, Ubisoft is one of the largest game companies and the largest game company in France, which is where the headquarters is. It's in the suburb of France, and they are rolling out their hybrid work system. So basically, a return to office policy where they now have to spend a minimum of 3 days in the office per week. And Ubisoft has 1,000 workers in its Paris office alone. And the thing is, they already rolled this out in their offices in Montreal, Canada, and people were not happy with it. And so members of the French union have criticized the policy, and they're saying it's going to do more harm than good to the employees. And they're asking employees to actually join together for a strike from October 15th to October 17th to basically be against this hybrid setup. And remote work has been something, especially for people who are tech workers, have been the norm ever since the pandemic. And a lot of people are claiming that, working remotely has been very beneficial. They are more efficient. And at least for somebody like myself who's been working remotely for more than 10 years, I would agree with that. I am more efficient. I do get a lot of things done. And most importantly, we're still able to deliver for our clients. But at the same time, some businesses, those type of remote work models might not work. And that's what Ubisoft is saying, that, this hybrid setup is the way to go. And for this proposed strike, what they are wanting is the unions, they want to go back to remote work, immediate increases in all salaries to balance, the drop in living standards and the higher cost of living standards. And also they had wanted to have profit sharing previously between Ubisoft and its workers, but that didn't go through. And all of this is during a time where Ubisoft's going through a lot of issues, specifically with the release of their latest huge game, which was Star Wars Outlaws. And that game has not done well. They're saying Star Wars Outlaws did not meet Ubisoft's sales expectations. They released some recent articles saying that the sales were softer than expected. So what does softer than expected mean? Meaning that it basically bombed. Because I think any game company out there, if a game sold well, they would have a whole bunch of marketing and they would put things like millions sold, all those other things. But obviously it did not sell well. And what they're doing is they're actually going to release Star Wars Outlaws early on Steam in November. And if you go to the Steam page, it's expected to be released on November 21st, 2024. Now, will this help this game? It's going to help some because it is going to be on Steam. But right now, Star Wars Outlaws is not a popular game. I did a recent video talking about the popularity of this game. And basically, out of 40 top games, it's ranked 39 at the time that I watched that article. And yeah, that's not a good thing, especially considering your game has been released for a little over a month. That's not good for longevity, okay? And then another big piece of news was the fact that Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed until 2025. They canceled their plans to be at the Tokyo Game Show, which was a huge thing. And then now we all know why they did that. But Ubisoft is saying it is in response to the lower than expected or softer sales of Star Wars Outlaws. But I think as anybody knows with Assassin's Creed, that's definitely a big part of it. But it's also the game itself. It's been mired in controversy. And they want to spend more time to fix it, make it better. But I don't know if that's going to help, to be honest with you. It's already gotten a lot of bad press. It continues to get it. And the thing is, these things that people are not happy about are built into the game. So I'm not sure how they're going to salvage this. But if it's anything like Star Wars Outlaws, this is going to be a horrible 1-2 punch for the biggest games that Ubisoft has released. I mean, these are huge, especially Assassin's Creed. That is their largest franchises. And well, because of all of these things combined together, I really think that Ubisoft is in huge trouble. They're announcing a company probe of like how they're doing things to go back to, I guess, making great games, which I guess they thought they were making great games, but obviously they aren't selling well. So there's definitely something wrong there. And their stocks at the end of the day are what matter. Okay, at the end of the day, regardless of which game company, business, they got to make money. And the thing is, Ubisoft shares sink to a decade low right after Assassin's Creed delay. Who knows what the strike is going to do to that? So if you look at Ubisoft, so this is their stock in a day. Not much difference there. 5 days has gone down by 18%. 3 months going down by 49.5%, basically 50%. 6 months, 47%. Year to date, 56%. 1 year, 64%. And 5 year, more than 84%, nearly 85%, 84.95%. Look at that. That is horrible. So their market cap is still huge, 1.67 billion. But if you imagine it went down by 80 something percent over the last 5 years, if you've been an investor, then you lost money. And so there's definitely some thoughts in Ubisoft to turn this private, and who knows, they might sell it to another company. But I think for all the employees who are planning to go on strike, I don't think this is going to go well for them because at the end of the day, the employees work for these companies and the company is not doing well. So they're not even profitable. They're probably in the red in a lot of places. And so, well, I just assume and guess that there's going to be a lot more layoffs coming. And there's really not much these employees can do about it. I don't know how unions work in France, but if these companies are not doing well, they could always restructure, say that they're not making enough money, go bankrupt, and so all these employees will be let go. That's just the reality of it. And the thing is, the gaming industry as a whole has not been doing well, especially for modern AAA games, these large, big companies. And a lot of them have been laying off people, canceling games, and all of that. So, yeah, not a good time for Ubisoft, not a good time for their employees, and definitely not a good time for all the investors of Ubisoft. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave it in the comments area below, and I'll see you on another episode. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.